Welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kristie. We've got some more great Reddit stories for you today, themed all around writing. So let's jump into the first story.
Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that she's a bad writer and should be ashamed for charging people for her books?
Wow, that is harsh. Do you even like your girlfriend? I can't imagine saying that to someone I liked, let alone loved.
I, male 35, am a very honest person. My girlfriend Sam, female 30, and I have been together for 8 months. Sam told me she's a writer, but she's never showed me any of her work. She's not rich by any means, but she does make enough to live rather comfortably. I've asked multiple times, and she's eventually agreed to show me one of her books. I was excited, but soon my excitement turned into disappointment. It was awful. Some trashy romance novel with shitty writing. Apparently she published 20 similar ones, and they sell well. I was shocked. I told her that I'm sorry, but her writing was bad.
I don't know if I trust your opinion on this, because if she's making enough off of these books to live comfortably, a lot of people think they're good. Like, it is so hard to make money writing books, right? I feel like if she's doing good at it, a lot of people like her books.
She's found her audience.
Yes, and you, OP, are obviously not her audience.
She said it's not bad, just average. That she knows she's not the best writer, but it's the plot that matters, and she has an editor. I said it's still bad, and she should be ashamed that she charges people for that. She got all mad and called me a prick and told me she wanted to be left alone. I don't know what I've done wrong. She knows I'm honest. My sister thinks I was the asshole, but I'm confused. My girlfriend should know the truth and find a career that will work for her, and that she'll be good at. Am I the asshole for telling the truth?
This career does work for her, and she is good at it because she's making lots of money doing it. I'm so mad at this guy. Also, I'm just honest. No, there's a difference between honesty and rudeness, and you are way over the line into rudeness.
Nah, he's just keeping it real, yo.
OP is just jealous that he can't write crap books and sell them for lots of money because he's not as good at it as his girlfriend. I really feel like he's just putting her down because he's jealous that she's making money doing this.
Even if she's writing trashy romance novels is a popular genre.
Trashy romance novels sell.
Right?
Like, it's honestly a very good career move to write trashy romance novels. If you want to make the big money, that's where the big money is.
Yeah, and it sounds like by girlfriend's own admittance, she's not aiming to write like a classic that will last for thousands of years. She's hammering out a good quality trashy romance novel that people can read while they're, zoning out. Which is okay. I enjoy a good trashy book sometimes.
Me too. Sometimes those great literature pieces they're such a slog to get through, and it doesn't feel fun to read them. And when I read, I want to read for fun.
Yes, same. I almost never go back to the classics.
Okay, I do enjoy reading the classics sometimes. Like, I want to broaden my horizons a little, but by and large, the majority of what I read is not great literature. It's fun. I like to read the fun stuff.
Yeah, it just depends on the mood you're in. Sometimes I don't want to read a book that's going to make me think. I don't want to read a book that's going to change my world. I want to read about a guy with a sword stabbing a dragon.
I just finished a very long day of work. I would like to relax and unwind, not use my brain to read great literature, okay?
And on top of that, she only showed OP the book after he nagged her over and over, it sounds like.
And I bet she didn't show it to him because she's like, dude, this guy is not going to like trashy romance novels. He's not going to like my book. Why would I show it to him? And you know what? She was right. She knows her audience, and it is not OP.
Yeah, they're at the 8-month point in their relationship. Sounds like she's like, okay, fine. I'll give him the test.
And he failed. Spectacularly. Seriously, I think she should break up with him. I couldn't date someone who disrespected my work that much. Like, I know it's not great literature, but I am making a living, a decent living doing this. You should be proud of me because I am, leveraging something that is not that unpleasant to do into a job, like a good job.
Yeah, she is forging her own path, and apparently she's doing a pretty good job at it. She's not just another gear in the 9-to-5 drudgery. Not that that's bad, but it's not for her, it sounds like. Top comment, another brutally honest person who is just an asshole. You're the asshole.
Yeah, I was like, there's like a nice way to say, I personally didn't enjoy it and didn't find it to be like a great piece of literature. But I mean, good for you for making money on this piece of trash.
Maybe don't slip in the piece of trash at the end, but yeah, it's like when my mom tells the extended family that my full-time job has become YouTube. A lot of them just react by being like, huh, he can do that?
Can you make enough money off of YouTube? I don't think you can.
Yeah, they don't say, well, eventually he'll get a real job. I don't think they do, at least. I haven't been there for all their discussions. Another comment. She's living comfortably off of just writing, and OP has the nerve to tell her to find something that will work for her. Because a 35-year-old man didn't enjoy a trashy romance novel.
Yeah, that made me really mad. She's already found something that works for her. And if you don't like it, well, tough, go find someone else to date. Someone who has a more prestigious job that you can be proud of. Because you're very shallow.
And in case it's not obvious, the commenters on Reddit are as mad at OP as you are.
Oh, okay, good. As they should be.
I hate people like you. I'm just honest. No, you're a fucking dick. Using honesty as some badge of honor is fucking ridiculous, and no, you're not honest. For one, the quality is subjective. I'm not for romance novels at all and think they're all kind of shit. But that's because I think the genre is shit. If people are buying her books well enough to have made 20 novels that are all selling, then obviously she's doing something right. I mean, fucking Twilight was huge, and I wouldn't exactly call that a classic example of great writing. Don't be a dick, and don't shit on other people's passions. You're the asshole big time. That comment was written by a sailor.
Just because there was a lot of swearing?
Just because there's a lot of swearing, yes. Sorry, is that a dated reference? Who's the new swearing profession?
I don't know.
McDonald's manager?
I could see that, yeah. But I mean, yeah, Twilight, hugely successful. I think everybody who has ever read it, though, can agree that it is not great literature.
No, but it's a fun story, I think. I've only ever seen, most of the movies. I didn't think they were bad movies.
Okay, I mean, they are written for a specific audience, and that is teenage girls. And did I enjoy Twilight as a teenager? Yes, I did. Do I have Twilight? Yes, I do. But I also hide it in one of the closed door cupboards because I'm a little bit ashamed that I liked it.
Is it down there?
Yep, it's down there in one of the closed cupboards.
That's really funny.
So nobody can see my shame, but I need to keep it because it was an integral part of culture. This was a huge cultural phenomenon. I want to have the books, and I did read them and enjoy them, so I'm going to keep them.
There's 1,000 books in this room. There must be something out that is more shameful than Twilight.
I'm probably, yeah. I don't know.
It just didn't click with you. You gotta enjoy it a certain level to display your shame on the shelf.
Yes.
Which is why you keep your horny fairy books just off camera.
Oh, yes, AITAH. I do have AITAH, and they are out in public display, but not on camera display, okay?
Maybe if we do a spicy episode.
Do I like smutty books? Yes, but I don't need the whole world to know, so thank you for announcing it to the whole world.
You're welcome. I feel like usually you're the one that calls me out on things, so I gotta take the opportunities when I can.
Yes, Kristie likes fairy smut, okay?
They're not bad books. I enjoyed them.
Yeah, Josh likes fairy smut too, so.
I was gonna object to calling them fairy smut, but no. No, they are.
They definitely are.
And then one last comment. You're the asshole. Anyone who starts a sentence saying, I'm very honest, is always the arsehole. If people want to buy her writing, they will because they enjoy her writing. Not everything is about you. Hope she leaves your judgmental ass for someone that appreciates her talent. And that is heavily Reddit's opinion.
This writer can definitely do a lot better than this asshole guy. But maybe she's into toxic relationships, and that's what she writes about, and that's what she wants. So maybe she's going to stick with this toxic relationship.
You think she might be the Taylor Swift of the book world?
Oh yeah, just using all of her relationships to, give her inspiration for her books.
Am I the asshole for refusing to RSVP to my sister's wedding because I'm required to write an application essay just to attend?
What? That is insane. You have to put in an application to attend a wedding? You have to write a whole essay? No, I'm not doing that. Either you want me there or you don't.
I will add up front, this one happens during pandemic times.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, this sounds insane, but I'm living in it. So, my sister is getting married next February. Destination wedding, no less. I have doubts whether this wedding is actually going to happen with the pandemic and everything, but she is totally set on moving forward. Anyways, because of the pandemic, her original venue has made her cut down on guests because they're cutting capacity by half. As a result, she's sending out re-invites that ask everyone to RSVP again. But in order to figure out who to invite and who to cut, she's asking all confirmed guests to submit 250-word essays to 2 questions. The gist is that they'll use these essays to choose who can come or not, based on people's enthusiasm. People who don't write the essays at all will be automatically disqualified.
Okay, 250-word essay is actually really, really short. But I'm not writing any essay to attend a wedding. Count me out. You can just take me off the list. RSVP me as no.
OP doesn't even get like a sibling exemption.
Right? You think like the at least immediate family and extremely close friends, you know you want them there. You don't need to make them write an essay. Now, like the more distant cousins and aunts and uncles, yeah, make them write an essay. Actually, no, don't. This is a terrible idea, but I can see it a little bit more for them, but immediate family and friends should be exempt. You know who you want to be there, right? Who you need to be there on your special day.
It's like trying to get on The Price is Right. She's going to judge you based off of how enthusiastic you are when you get to the audition. I just feel really insulted by all of this. The questions aren't even pandemic related. It's broad topics like, why do you still want to celebrate this day with us? And what will attending our wedding mean to you specifically? So she's blatantly looking for people to kiss ass and tell her why they really want to go.
To be honest, who wants to go to a destination wedding outside of your immediate family? And even they really don't want to go. They wish you were having a local wedding because it is so expensive to do a destination wedding, right?
I thought the point of having a destination wedding was to thin down your guest list.
Yeah, and now she's having to thin it down even more, though.
I know there are more fun reasons to have a destination wedding. All the people I know who had one did it because they don't want that one aunt to come.
Yeah, if I have a destination wedding, I don't have to invite all the aunts and uncles and cousins. Sorry, it's a small, intimate destination wedding, just close family.
Anyways, I told her in advance I'm not writing 500 words on why I need to attend her wedding, spend my own money on plane tickets and hotels, and buy her a present. This has really rubbed her and my parents the wrong way. She said that to keep things fair, if I don't fill out the RSVP correctly, I won't be saved a spot. I said fine with me. Then my parents said if I don't show up, I'm going to be in big fucking trouble with all of our relatives, so just write the essays. Am I the asshole if I stay stubborn on this? I'm already annoyed at the thought of spending thousands and coming home to quarantine, but I will not belt out 500 words on how this is totally my choice. Am I the asshole?
Not the asshole. At most, I would write like 1 or 2 sentences that were kind of passive aggressive and like, I'm your sister, and if I do not warrant a space at your wedding, I don't think we have the kind of relationship I thought we did.
Just write like 250 words that essentially say, I filled out the survey. Now if I'm not allowed to come to the wedding, mom is mad at you and not me.
I actually might just go, I'm your sister, and repeat that. Like, when you get in trouble at school and they make you write out the same thing over and over and over. I'm your sister 100 times, and that is my entire essay. And the other essay is, this is dumb, over and over and over. What is it, like 85 times you got to write that? I don't know. I can't do math exactly right, but...
No, that's good. I like that. I wonder how strict she is on the character limit. Like, is it under 250 words or 250 words minimum?
I think 250 words minimum.
See, I would have assumed under 250 words because I don't want to read a multi-page declaration of how much you love me.
Oh no, sister wants to read that. That is the whole point she's doing this. She wants all of her relatives to kiss ass and tell her how wonderful she is and how wonderful her wedding is and how it's going to be the most special moment of my life if I can attend your wedding.
Yeah, nothing makes me more excited than having to get on an airplane in 2020.
This is such a bad idea.
OP does have a couple quick edits for clarification.
Okay.
Edit, I'm 27 female, I don't live with family, but she is my only sister. Edit 2, sister has framed these essays as surveys, but there's a word limit requirement, so if you don't reach it on the Google Forms, you can't even submit. Oh, it is a minimum.
Yeah, she wants you to write very lengthy essays about how awesome she is.
Parents think this is perfectly reasonable, nice even, because sister is letting everyone have the chance to attend.
I don't think this is nice. Nobody wants to write an essay. Nobody really wants to go to your destination wedding in the middle of a pandemic.
Top comment. Not the asshole. I would definitely send in 2 essays. The first would say, Mom and Dad said I had to come or I'm in big trouble over and over again until you hit 250. The second, I'm your sibling.
Someone had the same idea as me.
Really close there. And that one has 57,000 upvotes. So, good job, Kristie.
I have a very popular opinion, all by myself.
Not the asshole. Holy hell, this is a new one. Props to your sister for inventing a whole new way to be a lunatic. If they don't care enough to reserve you a spot, why would you want to celebrate a day with someone so selfish? I think they're going to get a hard dose of reality when people don't respond or meet their 500-word essay. How are you going to be in big trouble with your parents? Assuming you're old enough to pay for the trip out of your pocket, there's not really anything they can do except be mad. Save your money and treat yourself to a nice trip somewhere that doesn't have crazy people.
I want an update on this to know how many people actually submitted, like what percentage of the people and just like a total number of people that submitted these essays for the wedding.
Think about this in terms of our aunts and uncles and grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them would get confused and quit when their answer can't be submitted because it's under 250 characters?
Oh, all of them?
All of them, right? Oh, don't worry. There's no update.
Okay.
Another comment. Info. Do your parents have to do it too? Why would she force close family to write some stupid essay? I'd imagine you guys would at least be automatically invited. OP replied, yeah, my mom completed the whole form for both her and my dad. Her whole point is that everyone has to do it so it's fair, and no one's getting preference just because their family are closer. I sort of get where she's coming from in not wanting to tell already confirmed guests they've been uninvited, but I feel like people would understand regardless. Making people fill out this dumb form like it's some kind of lottery is way worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, especially during this time frame, during the pandemic, everybody would understand if you had to be like, hey, we had to cut the numbers for our wedding. Nobody would be offended, except maybe your immediate family if you cut them out.
I don't know. I feel like it depends on what kind of extended family you have. I could totally see there being an aunt who's like, I fully understand why you have to cut down the guest list. That does not apply to me, obviously.
That is true. You always have at least one person in the family like that.
At least one. Just imagine, Mom and Dad, I love you and all, but your essays are a C- at best. Better luck next time.
I'm like, like if they at least take the time to write the essay, her parents are going to be invited, which kind of makes it, she doesn't even care what they say. So what's the point of even making them write it? Just to prove that they're willing to do it because they love her so much?
Yeah, it does just seem weird to not give immediate family an exemption, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel like family is like the A tier list, and you need to invite them. It's the like B and definitely the C tier list that you got to cut some numbers out of. So those are the ones that should have to write an essay. If you're making anyone write an essay at all, which is still an insane take to me.
Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, consider hitting that subscribe button.
We really appreciate your support, and it lets us know to keep making fun content for you guys.
Am I the asshole for insulting my friend's book?
Oh no, book is in quotes? I don't know what to think about that. How terrible is this book? I'm sorry, how terrible is this book?
I, 32 female, have been part of a writing circle for the past 2 years. The goal is to proofread what people have written, give critique, that sort of thing. About 6 months ago, Abby, 34 female, joined the group, and we hit it off, exchanged numbers, and began texting a lot outside of meetings about our respective books. But there were a few things off. She'd leave out details of the book, and refer to her characters as character A and B, or the main character, love interest, best friend, and whatnot. I didn't mind too much. Maybe she wasn't sure on names or something. But she also never let me read the story and would only recap what was going on, giving enough context so that I could help her decide what direction her book could go in.
She won't let you read it. She's just recapping it for you. Is she actually writing it? Or is she just like planning it all out, not actually writing it, but planning out the whole story?
After a while, I realized that she wasn't writing a book, but fan fiction for a popular franchise.
Oh, okay. So the reason she's not naming the characters is because they're already well-known characters. And she doesn't want you to realize that this is fan fiction she's writing.
Yeah, I mean, once the main two characters are named Sam and Dean, it's pretty obvious what you're reading.
Yeah, it is.
I really hate fan fiction. It rips off someone else's work, is lazy, and written by teenagers who can't write.
Okay, it's not just teenagers. A lot of people write fan fiction. And a lot of people just use it like as a writing exercise to like practice writing and stuff. I'm not sure how I feel about fan fiction. Because I do agree that it's like ripping off other people's work.
As long as you're not trying to monetize it while still having it reference their work, then I say go for it. It's a good writing exercise.
Yes, that's kind of how I feel.
What you generally got to do is just when you finish the book, Control F, replace the word Sam with the name, Lucius, and then it's not fan fiction anymore.
Okay, but a lot of people go into fan fiction with like at least an understanding of the story and the characters in the background. So I feel like you don't need to go as in-depth into the background and things and like the backstory because everybody already knows it. So if you do that and then you just replace the names, do they still know, they don't know the backstory anymore because they're not connecting it to the other characters?
I guess you might have to write a new chapter 1 as well then. Abby knows how I feel about fan fiction, and when I confronted her, told me she didn't want to tell me because she knew I'd react badly. She's not writing a proper book. She's ripping off someone else's hard work and benefiting from it. Of course, I'd react badly, especially since she lied to me about it.
Okay, but is she actually benefiting from it? Because I feel like, how do you make money off of most fan fiction? Now, I know there are some that get like super, super popular. Like there's this one called Manacled, and it's a Harry Potter fan fiction where Hermione and Draco end up together. And it was so popular that they like actually got a publisher and started publishing the book.
I have never heard of this fan fiction before. How are they not being sued?
I don't know. See, that's what I don't know how all of it works. I don't know. So I'm like wondering, how are they benefiting? And most fan fiction does not get that popular, right? So how are they earning money off of it? Is it just like you post it and then if people read it, you earn a small amount of money from this website?
I think most fan fiction gets published on AO3.
Yeah.
Which I do not believe has any sort of ad share program. I'm not even sure they have ads on AO3. I would say the most common way to profit off of fan fiction, other than, changing the name and scenes enough that you're no longer associated with that brand, would be to start a Patreon.
Okay, that might make sense, yeah.
And then you are making a profit off of it. I'm not sure if the OP's friend is doing that, though. She might just be gaining, like, a following off of it, which I guess can also be interpreted as
benefiting off of someone else's work.
Yes, but in a more legal gray area.
Okay, I went off on a whole tangent there. You still have more story to tell me, don't you?
It's all right. Usually I'm the one that does it. She brought it up at the last club meeting, and some other members mentioned how some fan fictions have become their own books and been very popular. They brought up After, 50 Shades of Grey, and City of Bones, all of which are badly written books and prove my point.
Are they saying those are fan fictions, or those have had fan fictions written about them that go on to be popular?
No, they're saying those all started as fan fictions.
Oh, okay.
And OP thinks they're all bad books.
Yeah. Entertaining, but not great.
I've never read 50 Shades of Grey.
I have not either.
I've never heard of After.
I'm thinking City of Bones. City of Bones is what I've read, and it's not great. It's entertaining, though.
Oh, I still haven't gotten around to that one either, so all of the examples I can't speak on. They're popular, not well written, but they all called me an asshole anyway, and the leader said that Abby's still welcome at the club, because all writing is writing, and she's very passionate about her fanfiction, like everyone else is about their books. Am I the asshole?
I feel like everyone sucks here, but like you suck way more than Abby. Like, I mean, Abby sucks because she knew you were against fan fiction and she still dragged you into helping her with her fan fiction without telling you. So she was hiding stuff from you because she knew you wouldn't like it, which is not cool. But you are like way overreacting here, and like outing her to the whole club and trying to get her kicked out of the club is not cool.
OP didn't out her to the club. Abby brought it up at the club meeting herself.
Okay, apparently I was not listening during that paragraph very much. But It sucks that you're like so mad at Abby and so against her for writing what she likes to write. And I don't know how much she's profiting or benefiting out of this. You didn't really go into that much. But overall, I feel like fan fiction is mostly harmless.
I can see your point with everyone sucks here because Abby not telling her that it was fan fiction, even though she knows that OP doesn't like fan fiction, has the same energy as like somebody who got bit by a zombie still coming into the community.
Yes.
It's like, I got all of my fan fiction germs all over OP, but it's okay because I didn't tell her about it.
That is a weird comparison, but I will allow it.
But it sounds like this isn't even like a serious author club. It's a writing circle, and they just allow anyone who's writing anything. It's about being passionate about writing.
Yeah, bring in your stuff and other people will read it and critique it. Well, OP is going to critique your stuff hard because it's trash. It's garbage. It's fan fiction and you're ripping off other people. That does not seem like constructive criticism.
And I don't think there was anything in the story that even implies that she was profiting in any way off of this fan fiction. I don't know. Maybe OP knows something we don't. I was under the assumption that she was just writing it and keeping it to herself until she gets it fully written. But maybe she is on a website publishing, chapters as they come out and doing a Patreon. Or maybe Abby is getting paperbacks printed and trying to sell them in the artist alley at a convention. I think that's also a gray area where people don't get caught for this kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess I just don't know enough about the legalities involved with fan fiction to be able to say whether or not I think Abby is wrong for writing it. Well, not for writing it, but for trying to profit off of it. But I can definitely say that OP is an asshole here.
Top comment. You're the asshole who decided that you were the one to decide what a real book is versus not. Everyone is working hard at their own craft, and I don't know what gives you the right to judge the topic versus the quality. Another comment. You're the asshole. It's a writing club. She's writing. She's gone there to discuss writing things and how to develop characters and have fun sharing her world. Every single work is derivative in some form. Game of Thrones is derivative of Tolkien, which is derivative of folktales. Hunger Games, Harry Potter, and Star Wars all have the exact same story plot of the man with many faces. With an old, wise person introducing a young, weak individual to a new world, there's a big evil main character and usually a family member in turmoil. It's extremely old, but they do it in a unique way, and that's okay. Everyone has inspiration, and if she likes a set of characters in a world and wants to explore them in a fun new way, then that's good for her. She was actively scared of sharing that part of herself with you because of your snobbiness, and that's as damning a statement as anything she could have said. If you want a friend out of this person, then you need to try leaving the high horse at the door, as currently she's actively untrusting of you because of your behavior and demeanor.
I just remembered a story of someone and their English professor, and the English professor was strongly anti-fan fiction until the student pointed out that, hey, Dante's Inferno is fan fiction of the Bible, right?
It kind of is, isn't it?
It kind of is. And I was like, that is a good point. Even the classics, some of them could be considered fan fiction.
Everything is at least inspired by previous works of media. I don't know if there's any authors who are just so amazing that they write a completely unique concept. Another comment. You're the asshole. There's a huge market for fan fiction and pop novels. Not every book has to be a great work of literature. Many people read books for fun and not for their literary value. I teach literature at a college, but I still read and enjoy books like The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, and I don't agree that fan fiction has no value. It can actually serve to popularize the original material, like advertising. There's room in the world for both serious literature and pop literature. They serve different functions, and you can still give your friend valuable feedback on her plot development and basic storylines. And some of the basic writing rules regarding plot structure and character development apply regardless of whether you are writing fan fiction or the great American novel, so you can still help each other. And I agree with most of that statement, she should write about what inspires her. The only part where I disagree with that statement is that maybe it's not like advertising to reuse the characters. Just change the characters enough before you decide to profit off of them. And I'm only saying that because I have seen a lot of just random people who decide to co-opt a brand or something like that. They do a lot of damage if they're left unchecked sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe it's not good advertising for the original, right?
No, but all publicity is good publicity, right?
No.
Let me tell you all about my Sonic OC.
No. I don't know. Do you think that OP would be justified in being like, I mean, they should at least be like, hey, it's okay if you want to write fan fiction, you do you. But would it be okay if they're like, I personally am not comfortable with that and do not want to help you anymore?
I mean, yeah, they're completely allowed to say that. Like, there's no way you can expect another human to just, you have to help me with this.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have free will. If they don't like something, they don't have to do it. They just don't have to be an asshole to the other person about it.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about it. But you're just such a huge asshole about the whole issue. Like, you just took a big old crap all over her hopes and dreams.
Am I the asshole for wanting to write my novel while my girlfriend works?
Ooh. Is this one of the things where you just want to quit your job and have your girlfriend support you while you go off and chase your dreams and don't contribute anything? 'Cause that's not cool.
A couple of months ago, I, 32 male, lost my job. It was expected, and I honestly was excited about it because my work-life balance wasn't great, and my girlfriend, 28 female, makes more than enough to support us both. I decided I would use at least the summer to return to a passion project of mine, a piece of genre-bending fiction I hadn't touched in a decade. My girlfriend knows me. She understands that I was never happy in management, that I have an ability and talent for language that will one day provide for us both.
Oh, will it? You have an ability and a talent? You know, that's not enough.
But ever since June began, she's been badgering me about finding a job. Any job. Again, we're not poor.
She's not poor. Are you still paying 50% of the bills?
This disagreement is becoming a daily battle. She cites saving for a house and wedding. I tell her that 3 months dedicated to my work is more of an investment than 3 months stocking shelves at Costco could ever be, and that to enter back into the workforce now at 32 would be to give up on my dreams forever. She claims to believe in me. She reads my stuff and tells me it's brilliant, and so do many others. Yet she still insists I must spend 40 hours a week laboring for someone else. And now it's getting to the point where I can't even sit down to write without her doubt intruding. Doubt about the power of my work, and doubt about our relationship. Am I the wrong one here? Working on my novel, I finally feel like myself again for the first time in a decade, and I don't want to give that up. I can't write at my peak while working a full-time job, but I don't want to give up on an 8-year relationship either. Any advice would be appreciated.
It sounds like you just went ahead and decided that you were taking this break and your girlfriend could pay for everything without discussing it with her. This is something you gotta agree on before you do it.
Yeah, you generally can't unilaterally decide that your girlfriend is going to pay all the bills and support you for 3 months. At least 3 months.
Yeah, because what do you want to bet, when the 3 months was up, he's like, I'm really enjoying this. I want to keep doing it. And, extend it. Without talking to his girlfriend still. Because apparently he's very bad at communication.
I don't know. Do you think OP's going to be able to finish his genre-bending book in 3 months?
No, I do not. I mean, most authors take at least a year to come out with a book.
Unless you're just hammering out, paperbacks.
Yeah, James Patterson, for example.
Right, just one book a week or whatever pace he works at.
That is insane, though.
And that is also his dedicated full-time job.
And I think he has a lot of help with those.
He must, right?
Yeah.
Also, just the fact that OP hasn't worked on this book in a decade.
How passionate was he about it if he couldn't find any time in his free time to work on it in all that time?
Sounds like the kind of passion where, he wants this to be his job, not the kind of passion where he wants to give up his free time for it. You gotta have had some free time to work on the book in the past decade.
And I mean, if you do want to become an author at full time, that's okay. But you need to talk to your girlfriend about it and set a time frame and get her to agree to it first before you just be like, you're paying all the bills indefinitely. So girlfriend is obviously not okay with this and you just expect her to keep doing it and be okay with it. That's not a partnership. What are you contributing to this relationship right now?
Yeah, is OP going to take on every single chore? Is OP going to do anything to, help keep the scales balanced?
No, he's too busy writing. How do you expect him to write a great novel if you want him to do the dishes? He's busy.
Yeah, that's just not good partnership, and it doesn't seem fair to your girlfriend. Especially because it does sound like she's trying to save for your future for the both of you.
But OP's opinion is that he is going to become a famous, successful author, so he's working towards their future together. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant writer. Everybody says so.
That's true. He did call the 3-month break from work an investment in their future, and a far better one than having a part-time job at like Costco. I feel like if you're gonna make an attempt at a passion project for 3 months, and honestly, I am okay with you doing that if you get your partner's permission. But I don't think you can call writing an investment in your future. The writing is something you should be investing in. Like, you're investing your time into this book instead of making the profit. I think he's looking at things a little backwards.
Yes, like when we started this YouTube channel, you made this your full-time job, but we weren't earning any money yet, and we were just surviving off of my salary, basically. But, you helped by taking on the majority of the chores still, and selling some of your Pokemon card collection to get us through until, like, our YouTube channel started earning money.
Yeah, I mean, we also had savings built up, and we talked about it with each other first.
That is the big thing. We decided to do this together. It's a risk, but we'll do it. And if it doesn't work out, you'll go back and find a job.
Right, and since I work in advertising, I don't even know if I would have had a gap in my resume. I could just say I worked on YouTube for a year.
Yeah, which is, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but the big point is, we both agreed on it.
Yes, we came up with the plan together and set like guidelines for like how long we would give this a shot for. And, we decided everything together.
Looked at our finances and decided that we could make an attempt at this YouTube channel for up to a year. And then it turned out that I think one of the pets needed a surgery or something, and I had to sell a bunch of Pokemon cards, which I was fine with. Honestly, I was only holding on to them up to this point because I planned on selling them at some point.
You're just hoping for more money later.
Yeah, and also I just hate doing eBay.
It's terrible.
Yeah, so also the nostalgia of, I've been holding on to that card collection since I was 10. But it wasn't something that we decided unilaterally.
And that's obviously not the case with OP because his girlfriend is mad. His girlfriend wants him out there getting a new job. She's nagging at him to do it. He obviously does not have her approval to, like, take a sabbatical and give writing a go.
Top comment. You're the asshole. Your girlfriend is funding your dream, and it's fair for her to want a timeline and financial contribution. Plenty of writers work jobs while writing. Calling a job giving up on your dream forever at 32 sounds more like an excuse than a plan. Somebody replied, not only that, but it sounds like he's not willing to sacrifice for his dream. He's taking advantage of someone else's sacrifice to be the sole breadwinner. If OP becomes suddenly single over this, he will have to get a job. May as well contribute to the relationship while he still has one.
Yes, I think that's what I was thinking too. I was like, what happens when his girlfriend breaks up with him and he has no one to support him while he chases his dreams? Oh well, dream's over. Like, I was really hoping he at least had savings and was paying his half of all the expenses out of his savings. But then what does happen when they get married and they combine finances and he has a lot less than her because she's been saving all this time for their wedding and the house and everything and he hasn't been?
I mean, I think most of the time when the couple gets married, one person has more than the other person. And I think as long as you like each other, that's not a terrible problem.
Yes, but like, she's not okay with that. She wants him to be equally contributing.
She at least wants him to be attempting to pitch in, even if it's a part-time job at Costco.
Yes, I do think that's a lot more important, at least attempting. Like making an effort to be part of this partnership.
Another comment. Hi, published author here. Most of us have day jobs. It's very, very common to be a full-time author and also have a job. You can do both.
But no, he's an amazing writer. He has talent. He should devote his full time to this because he's so talented.
I mean, he might be an amazing author. He might be very talented. Sounds like your girlfriend also wants you to have at least a part-time job. And you should weigh her opinion pretty heavily when you decide what you're going to do. And then let's close out with a very quick update from OP.
Okay.
Update. Attracted a lot of controversy from people who don't know my writing or my relationship. Quick update, she's still with me and I'm still writing, and that isn't going to change. Thanks for the feedback.
He did not take any of the feedback.
No, and all the feedback was the same feedback we had. You're the asshole.
And he didn't like hearing that.
And no, he did not.
Okay.
Apparently he's written 4 chapters.
Ooh, 4 whole chapters.
Chapter 4 coming soon.
Ooh.
That's his most recent post.
So wait, so he's posting his book stuff on there too?
Yes.
So now everybody who likes his book knows what a big asshole he is.
Oh, all the comments on his this post are people flooding over from this post.
This was really dumb idea on his part. Okay, also, like he said, he's still with his girlfriend. Yeah, it's only been a few days. Let's see how long that lasts when you don't get a job for another few months.
I don't know. I really hope that she can convince him to at least get a part-time job, man. It sounds like it would make your girlfriend far happier. Just if there was a little more financial stability in your future.
Yeah, and like, why are you dating someone if you don't want them to also be happy? Okay, I know this is your episode, but I found a story I want to read you.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
I'm saving for a house. He's writing a book.
I'm sorry. We just took like a 10-minute break. Did you find a post from the girlfriend during that time?
I think I did.
Then definitely read it.
Boyfriend of 8 years was fired from his job in March. It was a shitty service industry job, so we agreed it would be okay to take a month off and try to correct his sleep and exercise, then get back into the job search, since we're trying to save for a wedding and a house.
Sorry, March? From the last story, it sounded more like it was more recent than that.
We're on to month 3 now, and he's refusing to find work because he's doing full-time writing right now. He claims that he actually has time and energy now to write and picked up his novel he hasn't touched in years. It was nice seeing him rediscover his passions at first, but now he's refusing to find work altogether, at least for the summer, claiming that the novel is more of an investment in the future than working some dumb job.
Sorry, didn't OP say in his post that he only wanted to take like 3 months off to work on the novel?
Yeah, but maybe he meant 3 months off more from now.
Oh, after 3 months, another.
Yes.
Okay.
To be fair, he has always had dreams of being a writer, so I understand what this time means to him. But at the same time, it feels like he's retreating from the real world and getting caught up in this fantasy of blowing up. I read his novel and thought it was okay, but he insists I'm just missing what it's really about, and maybe he's right. But even though we're not financially suffering too much from his unemployment, it still hurts to come home from work and find him sitting on the couch with his laptop and a Red Bull, telling me that he had a productive day. And then I have to go and make dinner. I want to be supportive, it just makes me sad.
Sorry, then she has to go make dinner?
Yup. He's too busy writing.
OP, you don't have a commute. At least do chores while she's commuting. Is he putting in at least an equal amount of hours? I have to wonder about that.
Like an equal amount of hours writing as she is working, or are you talking about chores?
Both, I guess. Like, is he working from the point that girlfriend leaves in the morning to the point where she gets back? Like, is he doing chores and just working the full time like it's a job?
I don't know, and I don't know if we ever will find out.
He had a productive day, though.
He had a productive day. Top comment. He realized how good life is when his girlfriend cooks and works. He won't be getting a job after summer either.
Yeah, that is a sweet arrangement to have right there. I can fully understand girlfriend's frustration. They have been together for a while. She clearly likes this man. But can fully see her getting kind of frustrated with the current situation.
Okay, and then you know that the boyfriend posted his story on his personal account where it also has a bunch of his writing?
Yes.
Which was a very bad idea. Another comment. I read his writing and holy shit! Ignore everything that I wrote before. His writing is really, really bad and he thinks he's a misunderstood genius. He's got no future outside of Kindle Unlimited. His writing is just bad, god-awful, embarrassing, juvenile, and he's way too old to write that poorly.
Is Kindle Unlimited an insult?
A little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Easy to get in there?
It's easy to get in there. Some stuff on Kindle Unlimited is good, but a lot of it is not.
Okay.
It is not quality, okay?
I guess I've never delved too deep into Kindle Unlimited.
And then people have gone and read through his work and picked out a few excerpts for us to read.
Oh, okay. I'm sure that they didn't cherry pick out the absolute worst things. How bad are they, though?
They quote his writing. I couldn't see her face, of course, but she was undeniably stylish, like a Bratz doll. Her white pants coalesced around her galactic ass, and her mahogany... I'm sorry, right? And that part made me like, I was like, oh my God.
Sorry. What's a galactic ass? Is that...
It's just so awesome. It's out of this world, Josh. Her ass is out of this world.
Why do I love that line so much?
Okay, let me get through it. Her white pants coalesced around her galactic ass, and her mahogany curls cascaded over her exposed shoulders, like flowing water off an Edenic cliffside. Pink ribbons adorned her hair like that perfect present on Christmas morning.
Cool. Sounds like a attractive lady.
And then someone replied to that, throw it in the trash. And then someone replied to that, the book or the boyfriend?
I gotta ask, like, is your boyfriend having, like, a third life crisis? This kind of sounds like one of those, like, I went through, like, a quarter life crisis. Did you ever go through anything like that?
No.
No, you didn't have, like, just a sudden realization that you're a third of the way done?
Nope.
Oh, okay. It's coming.
Okay. Another comment. Ma'am, he wrote the words galactic ass. If you don't immediately leave this guy, OMG.
I feel like I can't even just kind of wave it away and be like, well, that was a decade ago. OP might have changed as a person. It sounds like OP picked the novel back up and at best read that line and said, yeah, that's still good. Sorry, I keep calling him OP. I'm not going to be able to transition now that we're doing a different OP.
But if you remember from the boyfriend's post, he said that his girlfriend said his work was brilliant, and other people have said his work is brilliant. And in the girlfriend's post, she said that she thought it was okay, but he insists I'm missing what it's really about.
I mean, it is good to have self-confidence up to a certain extent. He might be past that extent.
Okay, so I think we made most of our points about this situation when we were looking at this from the boyfriend's point of view, so I don't feel like we need to dive too much more into it, but, like, he's not as good a writer as he thinks he is. I don't think he's going to make it big, and even if he still wants to devote all of his time to being a writer, he needs to at least get a part-time job and help you support yourselves.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue. You absolutely can work on your whatever book you want outside of your 9-to-5 job. But it sounds like your girlfriend is getting awfully frustrated with you putting all your time into this, and you gotta keep your girlfriend happy. You're supposed to want her to be happy.
And yeah, that's how it should go in a relationship. Like, both try to make each other happy.
Am I the asshole for not writing vows for my wedding?
Yes. Well, I mean, if you agreed with your spouse to both write your own wedding vows, and then you didn't hold up your end of the bargain, that's an asshole move.
So I, 33 male, just got married last weekend, and what was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives turned into this whole drama fest, and I really don't get why. My wife, Sarah, 30 female, and I have been together for 5 years, and I've always been a straightforward, no-nonsense kind of guy. I show my love through actions, not words. I take care of her, I'm loyal, and I've always been there when she needs me. So, when it came to planning the wedding, I didn't think writing vows was a big deal. We're busy people, and between work, wedding planning, and just life in general, I didn't really have the time, or honestly the interest, to sit down and write some long, sappy speech. I mean, she knows I love her, right? I don't need to prove it with words. I figured the wedding itself, the whole event, was enough to show my commitment. Plus, I've never been good with words. I'm more of an actions speak louder kind of guy. The night before the wedding, Sarah asked if I had my vows ready, and I just casually told her, no, I didn't write anything down, but I'll say something on the spot.
No, you're not a word guy. You've admitted this yourself. You can't come up with something on the spot. It's going to be, you're going to get stage fright. You're going to, your way through, and it's going to be terrible. You got to plan this out ahead and get someone who is a word guy to help you.
She looked a bit surprised, but I didn't think much of it. I mean, we were about to get married. Why stress over some words when the whole point is that we're making a lifelong commitment? Fast forward to the ceremony, the officiant asked me to say my vows, and I just kind of winged it. I said something like, I love you, I'll always be there for you, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
That is so short.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
That's shorter than like the normal traditional vows.
I thought it was fine, but when I looked at Sarah, she had this crushed look on her face. Like, I didn't understand what the big deal was. She's getting the commitment, right? That's what matters.
No, you couldn't take enough time. You couldn't take any time to plan out what you were going to say. That shows how much you care about her. Like, you knew this was important to her and you still couldn't take the time, any time, to plan out anything.
I don't advocate this normally, but OP, you could just Google generic wedding vows.
Also, OP, if you were like really uncomfortable coming up with your own wedding vows, you could have been like, dude, just let her know that you were really uncomfortable. And can we please just do the normal, traditional, standard vows? Like the repeat after me, kind.
Yeah, those are great for people who have problems with like public speaking and stuff. After the ceremony, she was quiet and I could tell she was upset, but I didn't get why. Later, some of her friends and even a couple of mine came up to me saying I really messed up by not preparing vows, that it looked like I didn't care, and that Sarah deserved better. One of her bridesmaids even had the audacity to say I embarrassed her in front of everyone.
You did. It looks like you don't love her because you didn't take the time to prepare vows.
I was like, seriously? We're married now. That's what counts, not some cheesy speech. When I talked to Sarah later, she said she felt hurt that I didn't put any effort into the vows, and that it made her feel like I didn't care as much as she does. I told her that was ridiculous. I married her, didn't I?
Like, marriage is the only important part of the day. This sounds like he didn't want to get married, and he's like, gosh, I married you. What more do you want, woman? That's what he's coming off as, and I don't like it.
I married her, didn't I? That's the ultimate proof of how much I care. Why should I have to spell it out in front of everyone?
Because the point of the wedding is to come together with your loved ones and show your love for each other and celebrate your love for each other with your loved ones. And you did not show your love for her.
I think that's the definition of a wedding ceremony. You're spelling it out in front of everyone.
It kind of is.
Honestly, I think everyone's overreacting. The wedding was beautiful, and at the end of the day, we're married. That's what matters. I didn't see the point in making a big deal out of a few words when I'm already committed to spending my life with her. But now I'm here because people are acting like I'm the worst husband ever for not writing vows. Am I the asshole for not writing wedding vows because I didn't see the point when my actions should speak for themselves?
Yes, you are the asshole. Your actions should speak for themselves. You did not take the action to prepare a wedding vows when you should have. So it's showing that you don't care. So your actions are showing that you don't care. He is being like very obtuse about this.
Being kind of dismissive of something that sounds like it's important to your now wife.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's like, well, we're married. That's what matters, right? What should matter to you is how your wife feels on your wedding day. And she felt disappointed. That should upset you. And you should be very apologetic and sorry about that.
Yeah, OP, you absolutely should be a little remorseful about this. It's very common for everyone to say that your wedding day is one of the happiest days of your life.
And you have tainted it by making your wife disappointed.
Yeah, you gotta put in the effort to make sure that it actually is one of the happiest days of your life. Not starting your marriage on a fight.
He knew he's not a big word person. He knew he didn't want to write wedding vows. I don't know why he didn't tell his fiance at the time about this beforehand so they could come up with like something together. Either she could help him write vows or get someone else to help him write vows. Someone to make sure he wrote vows. Or so that they could be like, okay, you're not comfortable writing your own vows. Let's just do the traditional ones.
Yeah, I've been to some weddings where the couple does do like a kind of cute back and forth, and they absolutely practiced beforehand.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't feel like the vows need to be a surprise to the, partner on the wedding day. Some people want that, but I feel like in this case where you so obviously know that he is not comfortable writing vows, he needs a little support. So maybe it doesn't need to be a surprise for you guys.
Yeah, and I feel like that would have been a really good compromise for OP because OP said several times that they are not a word guy.
Yeah, I do also feel like this is a little bit on the bride because it must be obvious that OP is not a word guy. Yet she was still like, write vows.
Yeah, but it also sounds like she said write vows and OP said okay. And then like, what was it, the day before said, I'll just wing it?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I was like, hey, I know you're not a word guy. Can you write some vows for our ceremony? And you say, yeah. And then the day before, you're like, I'll just make something up on the spot. Is that my fault for trusting you?
No, you're right. I didn't want to victim blame, but I was like, she should know her fiance well enough to have maybe seen this coming and maybe should have tried to like come up with solutions to help him. But it's his fault.
Top comment. You're the asshole. You spent more time writing this post than you spent preparing this huge moment in your and your wife's life. Just WTF.
That is a very good point. But proving everybody wrong and proving that he was okay to just wing it is more important than actually writing his vows and making his wife happy. So this is worth investing a little bit of time in.
Somebody replied to top comment. Literally 7 paragraphs about how unimportant vows are. He's just a man of action who doesn't know how to write or word things, and is blatantly arguing when his friends, family, bridal party, and wife are all telling him that this was terrible. This marriage will be over by Christmas.
The vibes he's giving is really that this was a shut-up marriage. Like, she's been nagging him to get married, and so he's like, fine, shut up, I'll do it. Just the way that he keeps saying, well, we're married now, that's the important part, right?
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I was more interpreting it as, I don't want to do this one aspect, but you're right, it could very easily be taken as way more than that, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Writing my own vows wasn't for me or my husband either. We used the traditional vows and left it at that. In your case, however, you and your bride agreed to write your own vows. She asked you about it, and it doesn't seem from what you've written that you told her you had no intention of writing something meaningful. For someone as straightforward and no-nonsense as you claim to be, that seems unfair. You should have communicated that you were uncomfortable writing the vows and wanted to use traditional ones. What you said at your wedding must have been pretty lackluster for people to comment on them. I find your claim not to understand why Sarah was hurt disingenuous because you said she looked crushed at the altar. You're the asshole. Somebody replied to that, that's a good point. I could imagine these 3 same sentences spoken with great emotion by a tender groom with lots of eye contact and perhaps tears, coming off as very moving to others at the wedding. You didn't do the bare minimum and probably sounded as flippant in person as you do here. You're the asshole.
When he saw that she was crushed by his vows, he didn't try to like add anything in and vamp them up a little bit and make her happy. Like, he saw she was upset and he didn't try and fix it immediately.
No, this is stupid. Because I would say his speech sounds like a generic opener to the vows. I feel like there needs to be more after it. I love you. I'll always be there for you. And I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. That's either an opener or a closer.
Yeah, I do feel like that is a good closer, but it could also be an opener. And when he saw that she was upset, he should have made it the opener, right? Just pretend that was your plan all along. This is the opener. Wing some more. Wing it a little better.
Traditionally, who says their vows first, the bride or the groom?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, we got married and I don't remember.
Well, according to Google, there is no strict rule. However, traditionally, the groom speaks their vows first, followed by the bride. So, she had to follow that up, assuming they're going by tradition.
Yeah, and like if she had this long, beautiful, flowery speech about what a great person she is and how much she loves him and how excited they are to spend the rest of their lives together. If I was her, I'd be like, dude, I need to cut some of this out and try and match his energy a little bit or I look weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which one would be better. Like if he followed up like a 5-minute speech with 3 lines, or if he did 3 lines and then she does a 5-minute speech. It looks weird either way.
I would just be so mad at him for putting me in this awkward position where I need to then figure out, I have carefully planned my vows. I got them memorized. I got them ready. They're ready to go. Now you've made it weird and I need to figure out how to make mine match yours a little bit better. So I got to like in my head, reconfigure my vows and on the spot, I'm not good under pressure. Okay. This is stressful.
It does sound stressful because I would also be way overthinking my speech suddenly. Just, you're right. The energy does not match. Do I need to pivot? All right. And then OP does have a quick update.
Okay.
We are getting a divorce as she cheated on me like she did multiple times when we first got together. Maybe I was subconsciously holding on to resentment.
Oh, I did not see that coming. Huh. Okay, yeah. I don't even know how to reply to that.
Best of luck in the future, OP.
Maybe try a little harder with your next relationship, though.
Yeah, or at least talk about how you don't want to do something beforehand. Am I the asshole for telling my student he cannot write about me in his college application essays, and for sharing his practice essay with his father?
Okay, that's weird. Like, I would assume that it's kind of normal for students to write about a teacher who has inspired them, maybe, or something. But what was he writing about you that you were like, you can't write that about me and you can't share that with other people?
I have been tutoring part-time a student since he was in 8th grade, and he will be applying for college in the fall. His dad is paying me additional fees to be his independent college admissions consultant, so I have been helping him assemble a competitive college admissions portfolio. For a practice exercise last week, I asked him to write an essay describing an unusual life experience and how the experience transformed him. Now, I have known for a couple years that he is hostile towards me. However, I've known him since he was in junior high, and I feel a deep sense of obligation to see him through this stressful experience. The reason he despises me is that he blames me for his parents' acrimonious divorce a couple years ago.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, you do not want this kid to be writing about you and be like, he is a homewrecker. Also, I did not see that coming.
Even though I had nothing to do with the long broken relationship that ended inevitably in disillusion. Being a hormonal teenager, my student unilaterally decided I'm the villain without understanding how deeply flawed his parents' marriage was before I even came into the picture. Despite working with a child psychologist for over 2 years now, he continues to reflexively blame me for the perceived problems in his life.
But like, blame you how? How does he think that you broke up his parents' marriage? What does he think you did? Is it scandalous? Did he sleep with the mom?
Not the mom.
Oh, did he sleep with the dad?
I read his practice essay this past weekend. He decided to write about his parents' divorce, featuring me as the villain. The theme of the essay was family betrayal. I sat him down, on Zoom, and reasoned with him, because he is old enough for me to give him a much-needed dose of reality. First, I expected him to take the assignment seriously. Second, parental divorce is an unoriginal topic. Half of married couples divorce. Third, the essay was focused entirely on his sense of betrayal, without discussion of any personal insight or growth from the experience, compounding the banality of his unserious attempt. I told him if an admissions officer wanted to waste her time reading this drivel, she could just watch histrionic teens complaining on YouTube. His essay is the written equivalent of a toddler throwing a tantrum when placed on timeout, without any of the lessons learned from the punishment. I made it clear he is not to talk about me in his admissions essay. I also told him I would share his essay with his father, since his father is paying for the service, with my concerns. After reading the essay, his father warned him he is not allowed to discuss the divorce or me in his application essays, unless he wants to pay for college and room and board by himself. I also suggested to his father to share the essay with his child psychologist, where discussion of the content would be more appropriate. My student stopped attending our Zoom meetings. When I texted him, he replied with vile gifs and memes. I'm sort of at the end of my rope with him. Even though I am deeply invested in his success, I just wish he can see that. So, are they the asshole?
You're not the asshole for telling him that's not an appropriate college essay and telling him not to write about you, but you're the asshole for some other reasons.
Reddit agrees pretty firmly on that point, I think. Top comment, you're the asshole for leaving out the fact that you were romantically involved with the father. No wonder the kid hates you and blames you for the divorce. Why didn't you include that in your original post?
I feel like, one, it is extremely unprofessional to be involved with the kid you're tutoring's parents, like romantically. That is crossing a boundary there. That is no longer professional behavior. But if you decide to do that, you gotta stop tutoring the kid.
Especially because the kid is so openly hostile to you and you're just really putting the poor guy down about an essay. It sounds like he was lashing out at you because he's stuck with you.
Yeah, I cannot believe that the child psychologist was not like, hey, this is a terrible idea. You can't have him as this tutor anymore. It's not doing either of them any good and it's not healthy.
Because, God, I hope that he didn't use all the wording that he used when he was describing their conversation about the essay, because that was really mean.
That was really mean. And like, as a tutor, you're supposed to be encouraging, right?
Yeah.
Correct them, critique them, but do it in an encouraging and helpful way. Not calling their stuff drivel.
Or a toddler's tantrum. And then someone did compile a few facts that OP left in the comment section.
Okay.
From OP's comments, we know, met the kid's father through an internship after college, so likely significantly younger than the kid's dad. Started tutoring around 4 years ago. Divorce likely happened around the same time and started sleeping with the kid's dad while the divorce was still happening.
That is too soon. Like, of course the kid is going to blame you for breaking up his parents. He thinks, like, you might have been sleeping with dad longer than you've, admitted to. He thinks maybe that's the reason parents are getting a divorce.
Yeah, I think if dad is already seeing someone while the divorce is happening, the kid is going to be openly hostile to that new partner.
It kind of implies that dad at least had feelings for this other person before they started the divorce process, right?
Right, and I get that OP thinks that's not fair. Divorce is never fair.
No, and there's a lot of emotions that go into it, especially from the kids. Like, I feel like you need to be so careful with how you present things to the kids during a divorce.
Continuing the comment, though. OP claims the mom is homophobic and both her and the dad didn't want to reveal their relationship to the kid. But then mom dropped him off early at the dad's place to have him find out.
Oh, okay. So the kid unknowingly walked in on dad and tutor getting it on. That is traumatizing in itself.
That is not a great way for your kid to find out. That is... Come on, mom. Don't use the kid as a weapon.
Yeah, that does seem suspicious. Just happened to drop him off early without letting you know, and he just happened to walk in and see some things that kid probably shouldn't see.
OP seems incapable of understanding that forcing a kid to rely on a person for academic help and support for years, while knowing they are or were sleeping with their dad, is profoundly disgusting. All OP can focus on is the racist memes the kid is sending, and if the memes are the problem and not the fact that the kid hates him for good reason and is trying to get away from this toxic relationship in any way he can. In conclusion, these people are all disgusting and I feel deeply sorry for the kid. Forcing him to continue getting tutoring for years from a person he does not like, does not want to be around with, and whose mere existence is a constant reminder of how fucked up his parents are borders on emotional abuse.
Yes, I agree with that. And that's why I said I can't believe that this kid's psychologist did not even put out there that, like, hey, this is not healthy for anyone involved. Get a new tutor.
Sounds like dad doesn't want to do that since dad's paying for the tutor, but I have to agree, this is not a healthy relationship they've got going right here. You're the asshole for taking this job when you have a pre-existing negative relationship with this student. It doesn't matter whether or not his father wanted you to take it. You, unlike this poor boy, are an adult. You had the option to refuse on grounds of professional ethics. You should not have even considered taking this job. How could you possibly think that a student who loathes you and blames you for his parents' divorce could possibly be helped by you? You're the asshole for saying I told him if an admissions officer wanted to waste her time reading this drivel, she could just watch histrionic teens complaining on YouTube. That is not useful feedback. It is needlessly cruel and unhelpful.
Yeah, like if OP thinks that's an okay way to talk to a student, I don't think they should be a tutor. They just need to find a whole new profession. They can't be trusted around kids. They're mean.
Yeah, you gotta be a supportive individual, right?
Tutoring is about lifting them up and building their confidence, and you're doing the opposite.
You're the asshole for, I made it clear that he is not to talk about me in his admissions essays. Do you have any right to decide this? I'm not American, so I cannot say if you have a legal, practical right to make this claim, but you certainly don't have a moral one.
Yeah, you don't really have any right or legal standing to demand that this kid not write about you in his college application essays, but you took it to dad, and dad is kind of backing you up and telling the kid, hey, I'm not going to pay for college if you do this. Dad has a little bit more of a right to do that. I still don't think he's handling it the right way, but there's not really much the kid can do right now except complain about it.
Yeah, it does sound like OP tattled to dad, and dad is just taking it into his own hands and shutting it down, which is also asshole behavior by both of them. Don't want the kid expressing his feelings in essay form.
I feel like dad and tutor are not taking what's best for the kid into consideration, and they just like this arrangement because it's convenient for them.
Yeah, I don't think we have any evidence one way or the other if they're still doing anything. I have to assume that they aren't on bad terms with each other, though.
Yeah, because dad kept him around and was like, yeah, you still tutor my kid even though my kid hates you.
You're the asshole for lying to yourself about being deeply invested in his success. Your entire post comes across as though you resent this child for resenting you. Something that's completely reasonable on his part, because you've been extremely unprofessional in every possible way here. And Reddit is very unanimous on this post. You're the asshole. You didn't come across as a good and supportive tutor in this post. And you're also kind of the asshole for leaving the information that you slept with the dad out of the main post. It makes it seem like you were trying to make yourself look better.
The whole thing is just so unprofessional. It really bugs me. If you want to sleep with the dad, fine, but you can't tutor the kid after that.
Especially because the kid just outright doesn't like you.
Openly hostile.
Why wouldn't you just take yourself out of that equation if you're worried about his future? Just let someone else help him.
All right, that's our last story for this episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time.